If you've ever wiped down your kitchen counters and looked around only to feel so low-key anxious you wanted to turn around and walk right out, then this video is for you. We often assume that clean is the goal, but in the kitchen, clean isn't enough. You can have sparkling counters and still have a chaotic kitchen. And if that's you, the chaos you're feeling isn't a cleaning problem, it's a friction problem, often hidden until you know what to look for. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm a professional organizer. I'm going to walk you through 3 sources of kitchen friction that are stealing your peace and 3 simple ways you can remove that friction so you can feel calm in your kitchen again, even when it's not spotless. The first source of kitchen friction: visual friction. And this one's sneaky because even a clean house can have it. Visual friction is when your counters are wiped down, but there's stuff everywhere. The coffee maker, the toaster, the air fryer, the knife block, the fruit bowl, the small stack of mail, and the random water bottle someone left out from yesterday. As soon as you walk in, before you even have a chance to register it, your brain is having to process 15 different things. That's friction, and that is the reason you can walk into a clean kitchen and still want to walk out. When your brain is scanning that much visual noise, it can't relax. That's why cleaning your kitchen didn't fix the problem. You didn't have a dirt problem. You had a visual load problem. Here's the fix. And I'll be honest, it's simple, but it may feel a little uncomfortable at first. I want you to hush your kitchen. Shout out to Micklin Smith here, blogger over at The Nester, for teaching me this word, hushing your home, but it's so applicable here in the kitchen. I want you to try a little experiment. For 3 days, or maybe a week if you're feeling adventurous, I want you to clear off everything on your kitchen counters, except for things that you use multiple times a day. And then just notice. Notice how you feel when you walk into the room. Notice how easy it is to clean off the counter without having to move things around. And then at the end of the experiment, bring back anything you genuinely missed or things that you found oddly annoying to have to get out over and over again. For most, that's going to be the coffee maker. For some, it might be a toaster. For others, it might be that beautifully styled vignette of cutting boards in your favorite cookbook. There's no right answer. In fact, this isn't prescriptive. I'm not telling you what you should get rid of or put away. It's descriptive. It's a small experiment designed to get you to notice the things that you're using and enjoy, and notice the things that are causing friction or visual overload. At the end of the experiment, you might put it all back, and that's fine. Then you'll know. You love it. You need it. You want it. You use it. And if you grew up with every counter loaded, we're talking casserole dishes, cookie jars, cake plates, and the gamut. That's the baseline you grew up with, and it isn't wrong. We just want to make sure that your home is operating off of your baseline, not your mother's, or your mother-in-law's for that matter. We each have different capacity on what we can manage, and this experiment is about finding out what works for your life now. One heads up, if you live with a spouse or a roommate or children for that matter, go ahead and let them know that you're doing the experiment. You're not purging and getting rid of all these items. You're just trying something new. And then at the end of the experiment, listen to their feedback. They may have something to contribute. If you ever wanted them to see clutter the way you do, this is a surprisingly soft way in. Hey, real quick, if anything in today's video is landing with you, would you consider taking a moment to subscribe? It lets me know that this is resonating with you, and I would so greatly appreciate it. Okay, back at it. Friction source number 2, physical friction. This is what happens inside your drawers and your cabinets, and it's easily often overlooked. You're baking a cake. You open up a drawer to look for a spatula, and you're met with 4. You open up the next drawer to look for some measuring cups, and you've got 3 sets. These duplicate items are causing physical friction by taking up more space than they need to, and often require you moving things around just to get to other items that you need. They also cause decision fatigue. Your brain now has to make another decision. Which spatula, which set of measuring cups? Every single task now takes more effort than it should. Next thing affecting physical friction are what I call one-hit wonders, single tasking tools that only do one thing. A garlic press, an avocado slicer, a melon baller, a cherry pitter, an egg separator, a strawberry huller. Now remember, this is descriptive, not prescriptive. I'm not asking you to get rid of your melon baller. I'm simply asking you to consider, given the size of your space and the needs in this current season of life, are you making room for the things that are actually serving you? Let me let you in on a secret. We don't own an ice cream scoop. Gasp. I know that might be appalling to some of you. And yet we eat ice cream semi-regularly, and we found that a serving spoon works just as well. That's a one-hit wonder I've decided my kitchen doesn't need right now. You'll have to make your own calls. And if we ever get a larger kitchen, I might totally want an ice cream scoop. But for the size of the kitchen that we have in this current season of life, I'm making do with what we have. Here's the beauty. You get to make your own call. You get to decide if the strawberry holder is your favorite thing and keep it if you want. If not, let it go. Someone else will use it. Another space you might see this is if you open a cupboard and 6 things fall out, or if you have to reach into the back of the cupboard and 6 things fall out. This is another space with physical friction. Now, the likelihood is that your inventory is too high. You've got too many duplicates. It also could be that your systems aren't right. You're not organized and storing it the appropriate way. That's something you're going to have to think through. But if things are falling out when you open cupboards, or if you can't pull out drawers because they're so jammed shut, every time you have to dig or move or push aside or put back, this is physical friction. And this isn't necessarily because you're disorganized. It just might mean you've got too much for your space. The stuff itself is in the way. Okay, so to fix this, I want you to pull out unreasonable duplicates. Now, if your family all bakes together and you've got like 3 people making cakes at a time, maybe you need 3 spatulas. But if you're one person and you've got 4 spatulas, likely you can let the other 3 go. Again, I'm not telling you to get rid of this. What I'm saying is if you don't use the spatulas, if they're sitting in there taking up space, it is not something that you use. Let it go. If you are using them, but it's infrequent use, make sure you don't put it in your prime real estate. Put it in the way cabinet that is less used, higher up, more out of the way, because you want to keep your prime real estate for your everyday use items. The third source of friction, and this is one that nobody really likes to talk about, emotional friction. This really isn't about the item, but about what the item represents. The ice cream machine you asked for 3 Christmases ago and have used once. The cute little popcorn tubs, and you were planning to use them every Friday evening for movie night. The bundt pan, because you thought, like your neighbor, you'd start making weekly bundt cakes. The waffle iron that has Mickey logo on it, because of course you have to make Mickey waffles when you're surprising your kids with a Disney trip. In a recent video, I talked about your fantasy self in your closet, buying clothes that you think you might wear or you want to wear. The application's the same here in the kitchen. It's the you that might start hosting, might start baking, might start making your own sushi rolls. Then there's another layer. Items that you're holding on to not because you're using, but you feel like you should. Maybe it's your great-grandmother's measuring spoons. They're sitting in your drawer, taking up valuable real estate space, and every time that you go to get a measuring spoon, you look at them and feel a twinge of, oh, I should use those. But you always grab your own set. Or maybe it's the avocado slicer that your mother got you. Well-intentioned and genuinely a lovely gift. But it's been there 10 years and you haven't used it. You keep reaching for the paring knife in the back of the drawer. It's time to let it go, friend. I can say with almost certainty that the person who gave it to you likely did not intend for you to feel guilt about the item. Rather, they gave it to you because they thought you might enjoy it and benefit from it. They wouldn't want you to feel guilted into keeping something you aren't using. We're uniquely wired, and that's a good thing. At the end of the day, your kitchen needs to work for you, not your mother or your mother-in-law or your father or your father-in-law or your aunt or your uncle or your friend Sally. Need I go on? If every time you open that cabinet or pull out that drawer, you see an item and you feel a little twinge of, I should use that. That's emotional friction. And that is keeping the workflow in your kitchen from running smoothly. And let's be real, it's exhausting. Okay, here's my fix. And I reference this in my free decluttering guide. So if you haven't downloaded it, make sure to click the link in description and download that for free. It's yours. I hope you enjoy. But I use the safety stock box. In inventory management, this is a place where you keep the items just in case. It's a little different from backstock because you know backstock you're going to use. Safety stock is, I think I need it. I might need it. I don't know if I need it, but I'm not ready to let it go. So use a safety stock box for these things that you're not quite ready to let go of. Put it in the safety stock box, label it, put today's date on it so you know how long it's been sitting there. And then in a few months, in a year, in 2 years, I don't care. Pick a time frame. If you haven't used it, then you'll know that you're ready to let it go. And for things that are maybe sentimental or special, like your grandmother's measuring teaspoons, try finding a place to display those so that you can honor the person who gave them to you or passed them down. Or if you're afraid of them getting messed up, you can always put them in your keepsake box. Then you have the item and your memory easily accessible to look back and think on fondly. For stuff that you don't feel guilty about letting go, you just feel like you should be using it, go ahead and donate those. There is someone who is going to be so excited to find the treasure at the donation store. That one Mickey waffle maker that they've been waiting to surprise their kids with for their trip to Disney. For the items that are rarely used, maybe once a year, once every 2 years, just make sure that they are not in your valuable real estate space. These drawers in the kitchen that you access every day, that is not where we house the stuff that we use once a year. You need to get them up high in cabinets, maybe in a piece of furniture. In my entryway, I have a console dresser that I put like placemats and tablecloths, things that I don't use very often, but sometimes I do. Find a space that's in your home, out of the way, garage, attic, and just make sure they're accessible, but not in your prime real estate. So, visual friction, physical friction, emotional friction. Your kitchen doesn't need more cleaning, it needs less friction. Clean isn't the goal, calm is. And calm comes when every item in your kitchen earns its spot. Speaking of, are your clothes earning their spot in their closet? If this helped you see your kitchen in a new way, go check out the video I just put out on your closet and why your new clothes might just be clutter. See you over there. Bye. So, visual fiction, fiction.